it's not just a fairy tale. Because if you listen to my podcast for any length of time, there was a member of my foxhole last year that killed himself.
Yeah.
And I recorded an entire episode on it, and I don't really want to rehash it right here. That guys can go look at, but it was called Foxhole Funeral, Land in the Quiet. And even with all those things that have happened, even with all the intentionality, even with all the, the ways for guys to connect, somehow Landon fell through the cracks. And somehow things went so unbelievably bad for him that he decided his only way out was to eat a bullet, and he did.
I want to say I'm sorry for your loss, man. How has that impacted the way you guys do business, or has it, as far as your interaction in the foxhole?
It has certainly created a ripple effect for our group that I think is hard for most of us to even define, really. But I will say that if a guy seems a little bit off at group, like let's say he normally talks and he's not talking as much, he normally, plays around and razzes people, but he's not really doing that. I don't think we all have, we don't let that slide, I guess. That person is getting a text like immediately after the group closes, or they're being pulled aside by somebody or several somebodies. Hey, brother, you doing good? You looked a little bit off tonight. What's going on? Oh man, I'm just tired. No big deal. Like I know I was a little bit off, or it's something serious.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing about it is, and this is what happens in the wake of every suicide, everybody thinks that they could have done something, right?
Sure.
What if I would have known? What if I would have called him when I thought about it, but then I got busy? But that, that's not helpful. Right. That's not really helpful to anybody. That person made a decision, Landon, without getting into all his business. Let's just say there was enough evidence to suggest nobody would have been able to stop him. Sure. This was not an emotional decision that he made one day when he got super upset. This was planned out to an unbelievable degree. It's unfortunate. It's sad, but it's just it's a byproduct of the fallenness that we live in, this post Genesis 3 world. But for us in our group, we don't really let, that guy seems off, become something that just goes back into our, the back of our Rolodex. It's something that we try to address early on. And that wasn't like we had a discussion and we had, a parliamentary procedure and we all voted on it. And we will now always ask a guy if he feels okay. It's just, I think everybody remembers in the back of their mind, we don't want to do that again. We don't want to go through that again as a group. And so if there's something we could do to mitigate that or, nip it in the bud, we're going to.